Your AI agent just gave you a wrong answer confidently, and it has no idea. Today we are looking at reflection, a pattern that lets an agent catch its own mistakes and fix them without touching a single training weight. By the end of this, you'll know exactly how to bolt this onto any agent you already have. Let's get one word straight before anything else: an agent. It's just a program that takes an action, looks at what happened, and picks the next action, like you checking a recipe after every step. Everything else we cover today builds on that one loop. Think about writing an essay. You do not get it perfect on the first draft. You write it, you read it back, you notice the weak paragraph, and you rewrite just that part. Reflection does the same thing for an AI agent, except the agent is both the writer and the teacher grading its own paper. Back to the essay. You're the writer, but you're also the editor circling the weak paragraph, and the tutor writing fix this next time in the margin. Reflection just splits an AI agent into those same three hats: an actor that does the work, an evaluator that scores it, and a self-reflection step that writes the lesson down. Here is the trick. Instead of just retrying blindly, the agent carries forward a written memory of what failed and why. So attempt 2 is not a random reroll, it is an informed second try. This keeps repeating until the evaluator says the answer is good or you hit a limit on attempts. Let us make this concrete with a tiny coding example. The agent writes a function to sum a list of numbers, but it assumes the list always has at least one item. Feed it an empty list and it crashes. This is exactly the kind of small, fixable mistake Reflection is built to catch. After the clash, the evaluator flags exactly which test failed. The reflection step then writes this short note in plain language, not code, just a lesson. That note gets added to the next prompt, so the agent does not repeat the same blind spot. Notice what happens when the agent gets its own note back. It does not start from scratch, it starts from the lesson. It adds the missing check and the function now handles the empty list correctly. In short, Reflection just turns failed attempts into targeted instructions for the next try. Think sticky note versus notebook. Short-term memory is the sticky note on your desk. It holds notes just for the task in front of you right now. Long-term memory is the notebook you keep for weeks, so a mistake from last Tuesday's task quietly saves you from repeating it today. Here is a mistake I have actually made. I set up a reflection loop without a hard cap on attempts, and the agent kept refining a good enough answer into oblivion, burning through the token budget. The fix is embarrassingly simple. Just cap it at 3 to 5 tries and accept the best one after that. Another trap is letting the reflection step write something useless, like just saying the attempt was wrong without saying why. A vague note is worthless to the next attempt. The reflection has to name the specific error, like which test failed or which line broke. Otherwise, you are just retrying randomly and calling it self-correction. So how does this compare to just retrying the same prompt over and over? Plain retry is basically hoping the randomness lands differently next time. Reflection spends a bit more in tokens and time, but each retry is genuinely informed. My honest opinion here is that plain retry is underrated for truly random failures, but overrated for logic bugs, where reflection clearly wins. People sometimes confuse this with fine-tuning, but they solve different problems. Fine-tuning permanently changes the model's weights using lots of examples, which takes time and data. Reflection changes nothing about the model, it just feeds it a smarter prompt on the next try. If you just need better results this week, just use reflection instead of reaching for fine-tuning. So let us bring it all together. An agent attempts a task, an evaluator scores it, and the reflection step writes a clear specific note about what went wrong, and that note feeds right back into the next attempt. Get the stopping point and the note quality right, and this pattern turns a shaky agent into one that actually corrects itself. Clean. That was the hard part of your day. Here's the easy part, like subscribe.